count Secret out at all, but I do like the. I don't know. I just don't really like lineups that don't have an easy way of starting a fight.
Yeah. I mean, they just really don't. They really don't have it, and because it's just, and I feel like we've been seeing that right in the wins that we have had. It has multiple times, easily the majority of the times, been the team that can make these sort of moves, make the plays. That it just seems a bit easier to play right now in Dota.
Yeah, if Team A can press smoke and go grab kills across the map, right, and the Team B cannot do it, it's very hard for Team B to play the game. Basically, that's my conclusion from it. But of course, Team Secret has some ways to play around it. They have the Mirana ult, which gives them a way to sort of get these melee, a bit more clunky heroes in towards the fight. They also have very greedy heroes, meaning they can sort of just farm the map and not maybe have to rely on killing heroes as much, but instead just focusing on farming creeps over and over again, right, and scaling on all your heroes. But let's see.
There's a greedy lineup. We'll see if the greed pays off for Secret. We'll see. Quick D-ward in the mid, though, for Yellow Submarine to start off that mid matchup. And I get the read. We'll see how this pick goes. I mean, a bit of a classic one, old school one. How does this one sort of play out between the puck and the Lina?
I think it's still a little bit Lina favorite, I would say, but the new puckish innate for puck, giving him more sustain, definitely helps the matchup compared to earlier. But I do think Lina is generally just maybe the strongest mid laner of them all.
Let's see how well. And Rebels able to play it against Morale. And bottom. I mean, Bottega, how easy of a time does he have against these two? Down on the bottom matchup.
I realized they're actually putting the Batrider in the safe lane here, huh? So they're putting DP up top against the Mirana Abaddon. I guess they don't want to put the Batrider against the Abaddon. This is the main idea here, right? Because Abaddon can remove all the bad spells. But I mean, Batrider in the safe lane is not necessarily that bad either, right? It gives you maybe more kill potential as well with the Tiny, right? Can run down this Q here. Doom gets the mana burn creep, which is very nice here.
I was in the top lane, they do have quite heavy burst to threaten. I mean, Poppy can try and chase down Jakoda.
Now that I think about it, though, I actually think that the fact that you put the DP on top is not necessarily benefiting DP. You might get you might avoid the bad Abaddon matchup, but the fact that bad can't really stack and play around this top lane the same way that we've seen the other bats do, I think it's not necessarily the right choice in this game, even though it looked tempting, because you look at how DP is getting bullied by this Mirana as well.
Yeah, because that's a good point, because even if you did start the bat up here, as you said, he's going to be stacking, and because he at a point will not need to be with the Timber, right? The Timber should be able to sustain solo against this duo lane.
Exactly, you just secure his lane early on. You're not really meant to be killing the Abaddon anyway. It's not like the DP is going to be killing Abaddon, like, regardless, right? So I think that this lane setup is inferior to just a standard one with the Batrider top, because I think this has the potential to, not that it necessarily always will, but it has the potential to have your supports have worse games than they otherwise would.
Yeah, because what you feel down on the bottom lane, it's not like the bat's going to be able to set up anything crazy against the Jakiro Doom.
I just think the bat likes to play around stacking those two, the hard camp and the ancients, right? And check the rune, you know, be very annoying. Whereas down here, he's kind of playing like the 5, which means he's going to have very low net worth. He has to buy more mana regen, things like that. Well,
yeah, they're just able to walk up and burst through Puppy. He was out of leaps. See if Kiritich can even get out himself. He can't. They just kill off the two of them.
Well, maybe everything
there from those two, but there we go.
Maybe everything we say is just, straight up wrong. That's also always possible.
Just get the 2 kills.
Yeah.
Well, Infernal's going to be very happy with that one. Very good
did we also see a Timbersaw completely pop off yesterday, or was that in us casting that, or was it a different series? But
yeah, we didn't cast. Did we cast? Unless my memory's going, I'm pretty sure we didn't cast one. It must have been in the later 2 series because it did have a win. It's how I believe we just picked the once and it had 1 win.
Yeah, it looked really strong yesterday in a game I watched. At least it might have been a later one. But when this hero has a good start, you know, it becomes such a problem.
Yeah, because I guess when you look at Secret's heroes, is how easy is it for them to deal with a Timbersaw? Like, can they kill a Timber easily?
Well, they have some damage, but I think that the problem with it is they don't have lockdown, right?
No, Loopsy did try and turn and trade back there with Secret. Does not win that trade. Mid lane matchup, a little bit of a lead now here for Rebel. 35-2 against the 30-1. For the 6, and of course we're going straight for the boots to travel. Make sure they can get around the map, be available for any of the moves that are going to be going down. So it does have a team that's going to be pretty active on hunting for those around the sort of responses, and just the fact that on top lane. Surely not again. I mean, Infernal and Shikoda bursting both the 2 of them down low. It's going to swing across. They're going to get Kiritich. He's dead again. Puppy will try and jump forward, but there's another Siphon at the ready, so Shikoda can just stand his ground. The dual breath will come in, but the Crypt Swarm's there just in time for Shikoda to secure the double kill. And Infernal, I think he's going to be fine if he can juke through this. He's got another Timber Chain in a second to break away, and Theodore's not even going to try chasing. Infernal gets out alive, so once again, they're killing off both members of Secret Safe Lane.
Yeah, this was also what happened yesterday. It's the Secret Safe Lane got absolutely destroyed at least in the second game that I watched. But this is such a good start for DP. Look at her net worth. It's 1.6 thousand already at 6.5 minutes. He's basically a core already, and we know that this hero, how problematic this hero can be when he gets a little bit of items.
And bottom lane, Loopsy again getting punished. Did try and poke in to get like a temp stack of the sticky napalm under the tower. Jump forward, great coil. Morel able to close the gap, get the setup onto Cloud. See if he's able to dive in with another orb to look for Theodore. He's going to try and close in. Of course, look at a fight up here around the 7 minutes as the Wisdom is about to come into play. TP's out coming in from Secret. See if he can hold his own. He's going to try and finish off Theodore. He still wants to try and stand his ground for this phase shift dodge of the Laguna. Is he able to get out? As an orb, he'll get away. Didn't get the Wisdom, but forces a response. Wastes a Laguna that gets dropped on him for nothing at all. And he will survive.
That was a nice fish shift. Very big stuff. And now top lane is looking to be completely open. I don't know if you even want to enter here anymore before the tower dies. Like, this is 7.5 minutes in, right? Timbersaw's level 6. Complete taking over here.
Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's top tower.
Secret trying to put some pressure on themselves on the bottom lane. But Bottega more than happy to still stick around and pick up the farm. See around the mid, 8-minute power rune. Going to maintain control of it, and they'll get it. Morel. As the amplified damage rune ready for the next play. Bottom lane. Avalanche in onto Theodore, gets a little too close to the tower, and with the backup of Shikoda, they're going to look to try and run him down. He's salving up. Cryptstorm and the right click, it's enough. Shikoda on this Death Prophet, 4 kills already picked up, 8 minutes in. He's making the moves.
Yeah, almost level 6 as well. I mean, this is basically a core DP. This is like an off-lane DP with a bad lane type of thing, you know? And then, yeah, this is a very good start for him for sure.
Top tower, it's going to be gone. as Inferno's able to finish that.
Dire's top
That top lane going fantastically for Yellow Submarine to start this one off. And Jelupsi, after his last couple of deaths down bottom, he'll return to the natural habitat of getting those stacks going here as the bat. Making sure not to get caught out anymore with any crazy plays down on the bottom lane. And Bottega can kind of be left on his low as long as they have TP backup ready in case anyone tries from under the tier 1 tower. Up top, Shikoda is feeling pretty confident to go where he wishes. Not a lot that can really threaten him too much. He's ready to turn with siphons if anyone closes the gap on him. And of course, Infernal on this Timbersaw, he can pretty much do what he wants on this top lane. It's going to take a lot of resources from Secret to actually push this Timber away. They do get the arrow connection, but it's not going to be into anything at all. Infernal perfectly fine to live his life on this top lane.
Yeah, I think the next interesting thing that's going to happen is the DP hitting his level 6. I wonder what they're going to be doing with that. Maybe look to close down the mid tower early for now the Yellow Submarine. That would be really good. If they can open that map up a bit so that Lina can just sit mid lane constantly and they can also continuously get the runes for Puck.
We'll go for an attempt at a freebie here. Mirel with the Dream Coil onto Puppy. Flame Break as well to secure the snap at the Dream Coil. Kurtic has turned up, but Secret, can they really do anything in response here? It's a bit scary now that the 6 has been hit by Shikoda. Not easy for Secret to fight into Yellow Submarine right now.
Yeah, I like this move a lot, but I'm bringing everybody mid with the catapult as well.
See however they want to push. They could pop the Ghost if they want to. And they will. So the sniper siege creep, yeah, at least slows it down a little bit. Just doing what they can to try and push them off. Yeah, further TPs aren't coming in. They've got the burst.
Oh.
Laguna comes flying in from Rebel to snipe out Shikoda. Gets the push put to a stop.
Alright, so they don't quite get the mid tower. They do a lot of damage, but yeah, that was a nice hold by Secret. They also recognize that giving up this mid tower is going to be very bad for the game state. Top lane though, Infernal.
Radiant's top tower.
Oh, he gets him.
Oh, he got him. Borrowed time, level 1, not lasting quite as long as he would have hoped for there, Kuritic. That's a painful death. He's having a tough one up top. 3 deaths already on the safe lane. Abaddon. It is going to be a slow Radiance this game.
Yeah, did he just TP a bit late, or does he just not really think about TPing until...
Yeah, I didn't catch the start.
Maybe hesitate.
Right.
Yeah,
if he TP'd at the beginning of the borrowed time, he would have been fine, because... Yeah.
I just think he didn't expect he had to TP there, and then he was like, oh shit, if I don't TP now, I'm gonna get ran down type of thing, and then...
Now the moves are coming in, Infernal. Taking down to the bottom lane. They get the stun onto him. They're dropping the Laguna as well. Trying to burst through this Timbersaw. It's not enough. Rebel's out. Oh, sorry, Infernal's out. Rebel... See what Rebel goes for next himself. I mean, what kind of build do you expect from this mid laner after the bots?
I mean, everybody just goes for the right-click Lina. I haven't really seen much of the old school Aghanims, so I guess it's gonna be some kind of Maelstrom. We saw the Crystallis the other day, or was it earlier today even, by WEU. Could also see something like that. But yeah, I want some kind of damage follow-up on this.
Because this is rough from Kirito as well. Didn't die this time, but basically just played where he pushed out 2 waves top, and then Infernal shows back up, and then he's just having to TP back to the fountain on the Abaddon. So his farm very, very slow in this early game.
Yeah, also maybe showing why they picked the Timbersaw over like a Centaur or what do we say, a Mars or whatever it was, right? Darkseer, is that Timbersaw actually pressures Abaddon to a different level throughout early game. Even later on, right? It's the easy way to pop the ultimate as well, just with this constant damage.
It's looking really good so far from Infernal.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
You see over in the Theodore's got to be careful. I mean, he's heading up with the cover of the Moonlight Shadow. And we're going to know he's there now with that triggering the central stop. But they don't have detection from over in the river. Dreamcore is there. They managed to close the gap on a Rebel. The Lena's just dead in the river. Throwing out a tip there, Mirel. Well, Puppy should be fine. Still has an extra leap at the ready. We'll have to use it. Diving a tier 2. Probably not on the menu for Yellow Submarine right now, but they will take the remainder of that stack away. So the goal continues to fly in for Infernal. Having a brilliant game. 4-0-3 on this last big timber.
Bot lane onto tank here.
Should have him here with the combo. Doom and the Macropire. A lot of damage. Can they get out though? Because Infernal's coming over. Cloud goes for the heads up TP. Same as we said here for Theodore's. No messing around. They'll TP out. So Secret are able to finally get that kill really that they've been looking for quite a while. Take Bottega on the Tiny out of the game. Slow down at least his farm a little bit.
Top lane though, Kiritich. Can he get away from this puck? Yeah, okay, he's not gonna pursue it. Poppy goes down though.
Infernal. He's getting so much done with the Timberstone. Puppy getting caught out a few times now. The leaps not being enough to save him and allow him to escape from this timber. Infernal just chasing him down and well on the way to progressing to get that Aghanims online after Kaya nice and early. So at that point, yeah, he's just going to be able to charge into the midst of them and killing him. It's going to seem pretty impossible in this early stages as Secret.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
The only way to really get him is with Doom, right? And I mean, so now it's on cooldown.
And that's look, the timing as well. They've got the double blinks online now for the Submarine. Just been picked up by both Lupsi and by Mirel on the puck. So they've already been able to make so many plays. Now with these two.
Yeah, the blinks enable the DP also so nicely, right? The fact that DP also has a good game, that you can suddenly start fights more effectively with the DP ultimate and things like that. It's like gonna be, there's gonna be a lot of aggression coming through now for Yellow Submarine. Lina actually going for the BKB first item.
Okay. There's the blink reveal. Wasn't ready for it. Sitting under the tier 2 tower. Did not expect that play to come in, but it did. Big catch there from Lupsi.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Poking the Timber Saw here. On bot, but not enough damage.
As you say, they need that Doom to have a chance in it. It's going to be back in 5 seconds, so we'll see if they're able to find another chance to get in. It's very close to having his BKB Cloud, so obviously once that's there, should have pretty good freedom to walk into the fight, find his Doom target, as long as they haven't been able to break enough distance away from him.
We also have a Yule Scepter up on Jakiro now. That's another way of setting up the kills. Something that Secret is sort of lacking in their draft, like we talked about. Abaddon slowly and surely getting his way towards that Radiance. Not the quickest one, but he's going to get there. Bot lane though, might see a go onto the Doom here.
Don't miss track for it. In with the Dream Coil. Have they got enough to take him out though? Doesn't look like it. Maybe with Infernal coming in. Infernal trying to close the gap. Coming in from the side. Would have to be up towards the tier 2 though. Now further TP's coming in. Secret, they're bringing in the numbers. Ready to try and fight this. The Exorcism's out though. So they jump back in from Morel. He'll burst out with the Illusion. Get back over towards the push of the tier 1 tower. So they force Secret down here. Secret do manage to ensure that nobody on their team dies, but they still won't be able to stop the push from going on. The tier 1 falls, and of course this is creating a lot of space for Bottega on the other side of the map to just continue to free farm without any sort of pressure on him. And back down bottom, Secret, they've split back up. It's given them the chance on the Yellow Submarine to jump Puppy. They're going to have him. So they do still end up losing a hero down here, Secret, despite initially bringing in the full 5-man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm even surprised they didn't just commit with the DP ult straight away under the coil, right? But the chase and forcing all these TPs, it's turned out really good for Yellow Submarine, right? And Secret are just unable to really respond to any of the moves that Yellow Submarine gets with. Here though, we have Puck getting caught a little bit here.
And they're going to get the easy setup. I mean, they'll take that every day of the week. That if they can just drop a Doom down on one of these bigger cores, get the kill, they'll take it. And they get it there. Just doesn't mean there's now no Doom. So, of course, Infernal and Bottega, a little less scared of them, but BKBs are at the ready, and Infernal will get shredded here. So, Secret getting themselves another one as Yellow Submarine. I mean, it's Bottega and Infernal, they definitely got a little bit ahead of themselves there because the Doom was used. They're like, hey, we could just run at these guys. Surprise, 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 the BKBs are ready to press.
For sure, and when you also see the Timbersaw is 500 gold away from his Aghanims, so his net worth is sort of dead, right?
Yeah.
Like the build-up from these items don't really make much of a difference, so maybe getting a little overzealous there.
Yeah, definitely one of those plays that whoever was making the call to, hey, let's go, is definitely getting an earful right now. You know, the Timber being like, dude, I could have had my Ags, why are you making me walk up these stairs? I'm back in. Secret. Good couple of kills there for them to find. We're going to get Rebel going in for the Silver Edge next after the BKB. And yeah, that Radiant's now done on Kiritich. So indeed, not the fastest of timings. It is a slower one, but should allow him, as long as Secret as a whole can stabilize the game, to slowly be able to farm his way up towards the top.
Tormentor looks to be eyed by Yellow Submarine here. Not sure if Secret are in really any position to defend it.
Yeah, they got such a good burst here between the three of them. Should be easy Tormentor shard. It's going to go the way of Shikoda.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, could be very nice right with the Dream Coil, because you're now giving yourself another way of kind of forcing the enemy to snap the coil with the fear. So could come in pretty clutch. Dream Coil talking about it. It's going to get dropped on Puppy. Morel claims another. And we'll be able to hold on to the tier 1 in the mid lane, clearing out the siege creep. He's going to be looking for the Lincoln Sphere next, Morel, so he's got that little bit of safety against the Doom being dropped down in his direction. Get a quick pause here. In terms of build for Bottega, he's got the SMY done over the Echo Saber. He's going to look to go for the BKB next. Make sure he can step up without being controlled by that of the likes of Jakira and Lina. Still there's 5k lead for Yellow Submarine. Secret just need a little bit more time to get Kiritich at a level and at sort of an amount of farm that's going to leave him to be confident in turning up to the team fight. And Yellow Submarines might still want to continue to put on the pressure.
Secret themselves are getting some key items as well, right? They have the BKB up on Doom and Lina. They got the Blink on Doom, which allows them to play a little bit different than they used to. Right now they actually have a way of smoking and getting some kills across the map if they want to. And the Radiance also, like we talked about, is online for Abaddon. So even though there's a 5k lead, I think Yellow Submarine can't just do whatever they want on the map, right? They have to still be respecting Secret a little bit. So here's the smoke, by the way, mid lane here with the Blink Doom. Still kind of risky to go for anyone at this point.
And they've got the lasso. In onto Theolicor. No way out of that.
I think that whole, like, the last 15 seconds of us staring at mid lane is like, you can almost see how it's so much easier for Yellow Submarine to get a kill. Whereas when Secret has to get a kill, the guy has to be so out of position, and you're not even going to be able to stun him really, right? You're going to be able to Blink Doom him, and then there's so much time for Yellow Submarine to back the person up. But here it's just Blink Lasso, the guy dies, and yeah, I think that's going to be the name of the game for this one, and that's why I think this game is going to be so difficult for Secret to play moving forward. It's not like they have scaling heroes; they can still win team fights, but to play the map and to to get kills is definitely going to be in Yellow Submarine's favor, this one.
Yeah, it's such an expensive commitment. Comparison to anything that Yellow Submarine can try and make a play with. As you say, the Doom is like a 2-minute cooldown at max level still. That leaves you very infrequent opportunity to make these moves. So when you do that, you got to make sure they hit hard, and you're always getting something big like the Tiny or the Timber. Smoke's coming out for Yellow Submarines. They're more than ready to keep these plays coming out fast.
Yep, Lasso's back up again. They might even try to go on the Abaddon here. Ooh, nice one.
Try for the burst. They get the drag back, quickly killing off the Illicorn, popping the borrowed time. So they can go for round 2 if the borrowed time comes to an end. Huge amounts of burst. Once again, Infernal. Over the BKB, they'll drop the Doom down and the Laguna onto Infernal, attempting to burst the Timber. See if he can get away from this under the coverage of the Glimmer Cape. He might just live, in fact. Infernal is out of this. Jakoda is trying to bully back the 2 cores. He's forced Rebel to have to BKB TP out of this. The flame breaks there onto Cloud. They're going to kill the Doom off. And indeed, Infernal gets out of there thanks to the clutch plays here. I think what was that? The Glimmer from Jakoda. He pretty much did everything in that fight to sort of secure the Timber's safety and make sure they could actually push on for bonus kills towards the end there on the DP.
Yeah, and they also ended up killing the Abaddon on the backline. The puck chased him down. But also just this DP, the fact that he's so high level, and I mean, you can't ignore this guy when he's Exorcism in front of you.
Yeah.
Right? So you're trying to chase this Timbersaw, but there's a high, like a full HP DP right there. You cannot chase. He will actually kill you. So again, showing the difficulty Secret has to lock people down and kill people off in this game. Also very nice initiation by Infernal there. Talking about a lot of stunners and initiator, that Infernal just went in straight away, right, and hit 2 people with his spells in an area where you would think he would connect to some other tree, right? There's so many trees around, but he found the right one.
Yeah, he's making this Timbersaw look pretty terrifying. Secret. They've now picked up a Blink Dagger as well in Jakira. I mean, I think that really sort of goes to say that they do feel it, right? They just have to somehow try and find ways to make plays and be the ones to sort of get the jump, get the initiation. Because right now, just relying on sort of the Doom alone, it's just proving to not be enough to try and take a fight against Yellow Submarine. Also, what they want to go for now is they're back in the game, Secret.
Oh, speaking of Doom, by the way, the Puck has a full Lincoln Sphere, so he's going to be even harder to lock down now. Puck is so farmed, like highest net worth in the game.
Oh. Oh, hit the lasso. Yours is there. They'll drop everything for the Macroplier down. They'll make sure that Lupsy doesn't get away with the grab this time.
Yeah, maybe that became a little bit too predictable when you continue to do it.
Look for another
kill
one.
potentially here on DP.
He's got the Glimmer. But yeah, he's very dead. They'll drop the sentries down. And with that, get the 2 kills there. Thinking about the Roshan, whilst there's 2 heroes down,
yeah,
they're going to have a pretty solid shot at
good
this.
Choice. Yeah. I think, I mean, Puck could maybe try to make over there and get some vision in there, but...
I mean, they could try for the steal. They've got 3 heroes that could just kind of jump in.
Yeah, but you gotta be careful you don't also feed away even more kills.
Whoa.
Look at this.
There's the Doom. That's going to be Infernal take down.
Oh, Puck got it.
Gets the snatch. He gets in, gets the Aegis steal, and he gets out. Cloud's trying to step up, but the Avalanche toss combo is there from Bottega. He's got to put the BKB and run here. Jump forward. They're closing in onto Cloud. The BKB soon to come to an end. He's dead for this. Morel. Perfectly timed there with the jump. Kind of gets it under the noses of what 3 of the heroes. The Secret, I think, in the pit trying to get it themselves. Gets that pickup. And on top of that, they kill off the Doom. And they're ready to get the push going themselves here, the Yellow Submarine.
Yeah, that was a crazy nice steal by Morel there. Maybe also showing why the move in itself was a little bit risky. I mean, I don't think it should have been. I think that was the moment that Secret potentially could claw their way back into this one, right? But yeah, just no rest for them. They don't get the clean Aegis or a clean kill on Timbersaw at all. They Instead, lose the Doom and lose the Aegis. And here's high ground. Tiny with the shot. Haven't really seen Tiny much in this game, but he's here and he's ready now to hit some buildings. Yep, gonna kill the Rex pretty quickly here. One of the strengths of Tiny.
Take it hanging around. They're actually going to get a grab. Let's see. Gets the chance to get back in and get a bonus.
Yeah, you just can't show yourself against this bad rider hero, man. And even like, or you gotta set up these baits all the time. The hero's so annoying and obnoxious to play against. Especially now, I guess, with the maybe the new stoked facet makes it so that this hero is so much faster, right? He gets 40% max movement speed. Is that right?
Yeah, this level, right? Yeah.
Towards the end of Firefly, so you basically can click the Firefly and then halfway through you start the initiation, right? And then suddenly you're hasted when you drag the person back.
No, it's looking very good, and we've been seeing it in the win rates, right? This hero, gotta watch out for the bat.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Secret, just still haven't really been able to sort of see Kiritich catch back up into the game. He's still very much behind on the Abaddon. Struggling to keep up this game after what was a tough lane against Infernal and Shakoda. Here's the smoke once again. Yellow Submarine ready for moves. Secret, they do seem to be set up for it. They are grouped up as 5 around the mid.
Here comes the lasso.
Trying to get some information. That's the borrowed time getting forced out straight away, but Taker comes in with the avalanche on the two of them. They get the drag here onto the Clouds. The lasso comes into play. Cloud, he's gone. Didn't get the chance to get the Doom out, and now the BKB TP has to be there from Rebel. He'll make it away. Oh my goodness, that toss. They took him all the way over there. And again, they just can't fight against this. Just with so many ways, you Yellow Submarine to being able to. I mean, they've got 4 ways of going in, right? Either the puck goes in first, the Timber goes in, the bat, the Tiny. One of them can go in, get good information, sets up for any of the others to jump in and get the actual primary catch. Just so many ways that Secret have to be prepared to deal with that Yellow Submarine are throwing at them.
Yeah, I don't really know. I don't really see a way back into this one. You also see the Rex is going down here. They do have one more set and another tier 2, so they're gonna keep holding, but yeah, I don't know the recipe for winning a fight for Secret.
Oh, it's tough. That is, not falling into place this draft. I mean, whereas, Yellow Submarines, I mean, you mentioned it right when we were seeing these heroes being picked up. It looked pretty good. And Yellow Submarine, after they did have that tough day yesterday, but maybe, as you said, that's also just amplified by the fact they were against Na'Vi Jr., who do look to be the strongest team in this regional qualifiers. Here today against Secret, they're looking to be in their element. Definitely sort of seeing why they were able to rise through the open qualifiers with a performance like this. It's looking pretty simple for Yellow Submarine at this point.
Yeah, for sure. I think their draft's also kind of OP. Mm-hmm. Just the way things have been shaping up this qualifier lately, the last few days as well, and just they have all the best heroes in combination at least. So hard game. This puck is also completely out of control now. Octarine Core, even if you do lock him down, he has 3000 HP. Tiny 4000 HP.
There we go, looking for the fight once again. Yellow Submarine, every single smoke pretty much being popped as it comes out, as they know how much they can find. They won't catch any this time. Smoke gets dispelled, they pop out of dust, but Cloud was already away. Still though, Morale might actually find something. He's going to try and chase on forward, dodges the Light Trek Array, gets the coil down onto the 3 of them. A little bit for the rest of the other team to get over to him, but Shakota's going to try. Pops the Exorcism, chases up the high ground, be caught by the Ice Path. They're starting to bully Kiritich to once. That's the borrowed time gone. The Light Ray will hold back the Death Prophet, but the gap's being closed on towards Rebel as the jump's there from Merrill. He's killing off Rebel under the tower. Right clicks him down through the BKB. That's the lead of death for 70. Kiritich, his second life is not going to save him after borrowed time comes to an end. Both the carry and the mid dead, and the diving, it's continuing as we have Morel go up past the tier 3s, up past the tier 4s, looking to just pad up his scoreboard here, get another kill, takes out Puppey. It's over. They've had enough of this secret. GG is called. Yellow Submarine looking very impressive here to start this game off.
Yeah, they do for sure. Secret also looked like a team that's that was formed last week, you know. Maybe not.
Find out if Secret can hold on in this qualifiers, or if Yellow Submarine is going to be able to knock them out of it.
I'm a showman. The rest of you are the
I think often you have this OD mid. It's also the hero doesn't. Back when OD was popular, he could buy the Meteor Hammer, right, which was put together by the Perseverance back then. So he would naturally just buy the Ring of Health, which this hero really need. But now I think there's no item that gives him any HP regen. He doesn't like to buy bottle, so I think sustain is this hero's biggest issue early on. I'm also curious, just in general, what you buy on this hero. If you sometimes I feel like this hero needs Midas, right? But that's a very greedy item nowadays. I think there's a Falstaff, like Hurricane Pike type rush. There's a Witchblade, so there's different type of approaches that you can take. Getting the Aghanims earlier is also nice. But I think the way you spend your gold on this hero is very important because he does not farm that fast. The big items does not come easy on OD.
Well, let's see how much you can sort of bully the Kunkka in this middle lane. And what route he wants to go down. And considering the side lanes this time, and last time, we did see, right, Kiritich and Puppey getting, you know, not a lot out of that top lane. They had a tough time with the safe lane duo. Is it any easier this game, where with this sort of Naga morph, or could they be under threat once more?
I don't know if they're necessarily going to be under threat, but I do think that this Naga morph lane, the problem with the lane is that it does not actually threaten much. It's hard for this lane to kill the Pangolier and SD, which means that Pangolier is going to have a very chill time up here. More or less free farm, and I don't know if that's a good thing to give away, especially when the 4 is also Shadow Demon who can walk back and stack a lot as well. But let's see how it plays out. Maybe level 2, level 3, they have some potential timings where they can snare and go for the waveform in and maybe make something happen.
Infernal had quite the game last game on his Timber Saw. Down bottom, they're going to be able to get the first blood. Sure, Dakota goes down to Teotokor, but not before Bottega was able to take down Cloud. First blood for the carry. Mid, first wave's been pretty close. You will imagine once sort of level 3 or so is there, the use of the Astrals should be enough to allow Morel to get the lead against Rebel on the Kunkka.
Yeah, it definitely gets worse and worse the more levels they get. I think early on Kunkka is okay, but later on it gets really annoying. You're gonna be under Astral most of the time.
Well, again on that bottom lane, Bottega. These are early kills for the carry Tiny to be picking up. 2 kills already, 2 minutes in. Secret, they can't afford to be giving this away to the Tiny this early on.
Look at Pangolier CS as well, completely free. And if he starts getting a quick diffuser blade, suddenly the small click doesn't feel as good as well.
Bottom lane again.
A bit of a... Okay.
They're just getting beaten up super hard each and every time. got to be careful on the
we
Mag.
We did touch on the weakness of Mag, right?
Yeah,
like
and
he is so weak in lane. That can be.
Because he's getting tripped up as well. He's trying to like make these sort of skewer plays, but we're seeing Shikoda. He's interrupting them with the Tame the Beast, catching him with the whip mid skewer, and then suddenly he's sort of left in a position where he's got no escape. He takes a lot of damage each time that happens.
Again, taking so much damage. By the way, Secret also lost both Lotuses on both the lanes, right? So
okay,
these lanes, not gonna get any easier necessarily.
Mid lane Rebel still doing a good job of keeping up right now. Keeping pretty much dead even on the CS against the OD. And bottom lane definitely going to start getting tough for Cloud to keep up with farm. As they've just got such good kill potential here between the Tiny and the Ringmaster.
We actually casted a Mag game yesterday, if you remember. That was the first game where it was actually Yellow Submarine played the Mag, and it was sort of a similar story. It wasn't as bad as this, but it is just not as strong in lane as some of the other heroes that we see, like the Axe, the Timbersaw, the Pangolius. And then suddenly, what does the Zero offer, right? When he's a bit behind, it's not that easy to hit the RP, or the Skewer for that matter.
And then again, Theolicore will be fine, but only just. And between the two of them, they're completely out of regen on this bottom lane. So no chance of slowing down Bottega on his Tiny here for the lane. Right now. Can continue to find the free farm. Yeah, mid. I see Morale keeping Rebel pretty low. Oh, it does have the stick charges though. Bottom lane. That's another one for Bottega. He's throwing out the tips this time. He knows that Theolicore's struggling. This Tiny might just be getting a little bit too much from this bottom lane. Free farm and 3 kills.
Oh my god, yeah, he's 3k net worth. The fact that you can also potentially go for that Void Stone first, which means that you can continue to throw out avalanches without any problem. He's so far guarded. Top lane though, the Pangolier is getting attempted on him.
You've got the shield crash and the swashbuckle. He'll be fine. So yeah, Theolicore trying to make that sort of move as he gets back onto the map, but not quite enough to set up a Secret to find a kill. And it's leaving the Magnus on his own. They just dive in. Another kill that Bottega's getting involved with. And we'll see up top. Can they actually finish off Infernal? He's got the swashbuckle, he's got the shield crash, he's got the Lotus and the wand. They still can't get this kill or any sort of kill top. Yeah, bottom lane. I mean, we saw what last game, Secret safe lane duo is having a problem. This game, it's the off lane duo that's having a problem.
Yeah, this Bottega Dakota lane absolutely dismantling the Mag completely this game. And I don't know if it's going to get any better. I think you might even see some kind of Wisdom Rune attempts here, because what is Mag going to do? He can't fight at all. He needs the Kunkka maybe to come over. We see the respect from Secret, right? Bringing over the Naga for now. The Shaman is also heading over here. So heavy investments to keep this to get this Wisdom Rune.
Let's see if they can get. They should be able to kill Shikoda surely. He's going to try and aggro the neutrals to look for a deny, but skewering under the tier 2 tower. I mean, there's no way. No, they'll get him. Yeah, Cloud at least able to pick up that kill.
I got him, yeah. Kunkka didn't have to rotate over. It was also they kind of abandoned the idea of snatching that rune after a while there. But Odie's mid lane is also stabilized very nicely for him, right? The Kunkka doesn't really pressure him anymore. He's just sitting there, full HP, complete free farm. It's more or less of a dead lane actually for Secret. No hero can really enter this lane for, I don't know, any foreseeable future, to be honest.
Secret? They try and step up for the play here, but the avalanche is already there from Bottega, catching out both of them, so they can't really get any sort of setup onto the Tiny, even with the 3 of them around. Botega's going to be able to continue to farm very freely down here. Secret just not in a state to put pressure onto the Tiny successfully.
Another reason why this OD pick is so good this game is that we talked about Secret's lineup being kind of greedy, right, and being hard to fight back. If you pick a hero mid that shuts down the Kunkka, suddenly their whole draft again becomes greedy again, you know? The Kunkka makes up for the greed, but if Kunkka doesn't have a good game, then it's hard for him to play the game. So yeah, very nice that they spotted this hero, right? It sometimes be hard to see these heroes when they're not in the meta.
Secret. They're going to sort of check out the stack situation. At the moment, it's just the Ancients that they've got built up on Yellow Submarine. Definitely not going to be able to do anything about that Secret. They're not in a position to threaten them, especially when the ultimates are online for Yellow Submarine. Bottom lane, Bottega pretty much has this Echo done on top of the Tread, so this pre-10-minute Tread's Echo start for this Tiny. It's pretty ridiculous.
That is pretty ridiculous, actually. He can even start maybe solo killing this mag with the double hit, and yeah, the mag definitely needs to be careful.
Yeah, it's going to be a risky sort of road towards that Blink Dagger for Cloud. It's going to have to be very careful how he shows his face in the lane.
This mag off lane is also, okay, he has a bad lane. Okay, fine, he's going to go for the Blink Dagger, right? But then this Blink Dagger, the initial Blink Dagger move with the RP, it just has to work, right? If it doesn't work, then it's just such a rough spot suddenly. Interesting is he had such a rough lane on the mag, but reflected in the net worth, the Kunkka is suffering even more. Even the Morphling is closing in on him, right? So just all 3 Secret lanes not really going their way.
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, it just was kind of tough as well for Secret's heroes, because you sort of got these cores that, especially like the Mag and the Kunkka after the rough start, are going to be relying on sort of backing up into the jungle to find farms. So very unlikely the Secret's going to be able to put any pressure on towards like any early tier 1 anytime soon. And that's going to kind of give Yellow Submarine much more freedom to get farm from the lanes themselves without any threat of Secret making moves on them.
Yeah. Also going to be interesting to see how does Yellow Submarine transfer this, how do they break up this laning phase to put pressure on Secret, right? Because they did pick this OD mid, they have a carry Tiny, they're not necessarily going to be making many moves. Their supports are backline supports. So are we going to see a potential gate play? Are they just going to continue to play the lanes, in which case the Secret might actually be the ones getting to that Blink Dagger first, right? And getting to be the ones making the first move. Or are we going to see, I don't know, some kind of collapse on mid? Or how does Yellow Submarine actually want to continue playing this game? At some point they need to make something happen, I think. They can't just let Secret sit and recover in their lanes, which is sort of what's happening right now.
It's still difficult for Yellow Submarine to make a play against the Morphling. And Kuritic having a much better start to this game compared to what we saw in the Abandon last time. He's up there, top 2 in the net worth. Still just obviously that quite a big gap between him and Bottega. We'll see the Wheel of Wonder drop down. Does get the control onto Theolicor. Should be a kill here.
Actually, solo kill pretty much there.
Yeah. The mid, as they do. Heads over, says that one's mine. Mirel gets the kill.
Nice spell uses there by Sikota. I think that's one of the hardest parts as well, playing Ringmaster, is connecting that the Wheel of Wonder, Tame the Beast.
And Cloud, he's got the Blink Dagger now. So, see if Secret can set up to make something happen with this and try and sort of punish one of these big cores of Yellow Submarine. Obviously, hunting down the Tiny is probably going to be pretty much impossible unless they really want to go for a deep move into the jungle.
It has to be the OD, I think, you go for here. But I think Secret managed to recover pretty good from the start they had, right? Now if they can get a kill on some core hero here, like maybe the OD on mid lane, they are pretty much back in it for real now. But it does seem like Yellow Submarine might be a little bit aware of this, right? Mag gone missing from bot. Like, it's not unreasonable for him to blink at 30 seconds.
He's gonna go for it. Oh, but the
There it is.
disruption, it's immediate from there. Let's see, he was so ready for that one. No kill to be found with the blink. We'll see Puppy have to go for the Song TP. They read that like a book. Lupsy was immediate with that Shadow Demon disruption play.
They did. That was very well done. Like I was saying though, it maybe was a little bit too slow. Like Mag pushed out the lane, didn't show TP tier 2, and then before the actual RP came, maybe 30-40 seconds even went through, right? And at that point, at this level, you know, people are gonna see it. But that was the move missed, but again, nothing really happens for Yellow Submarine. I mean, they're gonna go on the Rasta here mid lane.
Oh, they get it with the poison after it. I mean, it was nicely done. You get the tree hit in to proc the foul play and then trigger the poison after the foul play comes to an end.
But yeah, it's not necessarily that easy for Yellow Submarine to open up the map this game to take advantage of their really farm tiny.
Looks like they're happy chilling for now. At least until they get these next big items online. With the defusal done on Infernal.
Yep, that's a good timing. That they could maybe go on top now and then start threatening this tower. If the support start playing with Pangolin now, then I think they are gonna kick Morphling out unless Secret wants to bring over many heroes.
No, they're very close as well to this Hurricane Pike on Mirel. Secret, yeah. RP's up again for Cloud. A Blink Dagger on Shikoda will mean that response from him can also come out very clutch with the escape hack save. So, as we talked about before, so many ways that Yellow Submarine can bail each other out if it's not the entire team getting caught in an RP. Doesn't make it very easy for Cloud to find the chances to go. I'm looking for Lupsy, but Lupsy should be able to walk this one off, holding back the Shaman. Cloud's going to stick around, though. And get out with the blink in time. Bottega well on the way to having that full S and Y done on top of the Echo Saber. Yes, just smashing these item timings. But it is, yeah, Kiritich on the morph. Kiritich is getting the farm. So obviously with this morph pick, Secret felt confident that the morph would be able to pull through. So far, the game's been pretty clean for Kiritich.
Yeah.
He might be so that X factor to just carry this one out.
Yeah, actually, now that how the game has played out, you could kind of argue that we talked about the OD pick being sort of good against the Kunkka, right, slowing down the Kunkka's game and so on, but it also just slows the game of Yellow Submarine down in its entirety, right? They actually now have no way of taking any towers, of putting any pressure on Secret in this window that we talked about, where Secret was actually sort of greedy, right? Like this 10 to 20 minute mark. So now they're kind of just playing into Secret's hands a little bit more, where Secret gets time to get the farm back on all their heroes. Of course, it doesn't mean that it's not going to work out in long term, but at least the game is very slow, and I don't think the Secret are super unhappy with this right now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I also wanted to comment the Blink Dagger build on the Ringmaster, which is kind of cool. I mean, the guy has played an insane amount of Ringmaster games, considering it just went out. He's platinum on the hero, so he's a very good Ringmaster. And it's not I just normally don't really see the brown boots blink on this hero, right? It's not like you're a lion or something like that, where that's like the staple. So I like the idea of that.
Definitely pacing out to be a bit of a slower game, this one. Both teams confident in their approach to taking this one, and happy to farm. Infernal. Nearly got the blink dagger on top of the diffusal. Maybe they'll find some setup down bottom. And Submarine, he just opens up with a wheel.
Look at that.
Straight in, Shikoda he knows how to catch them.
Yeah, he does.
Very nicely played there by him.
Basically playing it like a lion. That Wheel of Wonder was like a hex, actually. So well executed. That opens up the map quite nicely actually for them. They can invade the triangle now, took down the tower, even though it was denied. It's still a very big deal for the map state. Sakura walks in, gets a nice wall behind the tower. Maybe we can see Tiny going over and whacking that tower now. He's so farmed. He has the shard, SNY, and Echo Saber.
Yeah, this is...
And 18 minutes. And the Blitz Knuckle, or whatever it's called. Yeah, Blitz Knuckles on the courier. And the OD double damage here does almost bring down the tower.
Shikoda's sticking around, but still no Wheel of Wonder back up for about 30 seconds. Can hold on to the mid, maybe see if we can try and get that level 12 online soon here on the Ringmaster. Morale backing up, cleaning up some of the Ancients. Just to step up the damage, try and get that Witchblade online. And Infernal did get the blink finished. Just going to be looking for the standard, the shard into the Aghanims next on the Pango. And Secret. We got from Kiritich. Still going to be a bit of time before he really wants to get fully stuck in on the action. He's got the good early stats here with the Dragon Lance on top of the Manta. But still very slippery, tricky to kill this morph. And you're not quite keeping up with the farm. We're going to see if they get the setup. And with the opening with the boat, it's going to be enough to get the kill done. Nicely executed there. See if they can find the bonus of Lupsi. Under the vision, he's going to go for the TP out. They'll drop the song to stop him. They want to make sure they can get everything they can find here, Secret. And they'll get it. They get a second kill, double kill for Kiritich.
Right with the Tormentor spawning. Big move, Secret. Now they get the gold lead here as well.
Another Submarine. They're going to see if they can maybe get a sort of this pick off. I mean, this would be quite the snipe. Shikoda, he'll get the wheel in. He's done it.
God.
He's actually done it. He catches him in a fashion that doesn't leave him the chance, or he's not able to respond quick enough with the shift. I mean, you don't normally see a Ringmaster catching a morph like that.
No, and drops the most annoying voice line in the game, probably. The clown one. But yeah, that's very cool. Then they get Roshan. It's very explosive suddenly, right? 2 kills in Tormentor, 1 kill into Roche. Mid tower also is gonna go down almost to creeps here. The 2 cores of Yellow Submarine now, both the OD and Tiny are really online to fight now, especially with the Aegis on OD, Witchblade and Pike. They're so strong.
Oh, it's a good skewer. The Avalanche comes out into play though, as well as the toss. The Tron boat coming in on towards him. The RP will drag in the 3 of them, but the Rolling Thunder was already out. Bottega is actually going to be able to walk away from this. The escape pack comes in from Shikoda. Because Bottega has... Yeah, he's going to be left behind here by the looks of it. Now, surely, is he? He's not getting out. The skewer's going to miss, but they will find him. So Secret able to make sure that Yellow Submarine don't get away with that level of aggression up under the tier 2 tower.
Ooh, nice pick-up actually on the mag as well with the Aghanims, right? Like, that was really good stuff from him. Getting the screw onto the Tiny and then the RP follow-up, so there won't be any save on the tower there.
Clean stuff from Cloud. He's very much picking his game back up after the tough start he did have in the lane. Secret still maintaining that little bit of a net worth lead.
Wonder if... So you're gonna he's going Silver Edge on Tiny. I was just thinking maybe Blink Dagger would have been better this game. So you have a more explosive way of starting the fight. Because you don't really have that this game, right? Last game they had a Bat and Puck and all types of things, but this game, the only way you really start the fight is with the Pangolier roll, Blink Dagger. And I mean, of course, you have Sakota. What am I talking about? He's basically the guy starting the fight, actually. Nonetheless, I think the Blink Dagger on Carry Tiny is sort of underrated. It's cheaper than the Silver Edge and gets you faster into that BKB or Daedalus or whatever it is you want. Gets you on top of the supports quicker.
It is kind of crazy how sort of quiet of a game Inferno's having this time round. He's got pretty good farm. Well, I guess it's nothing crazy on the Pango, but 0, 1, and 0. You know, you've got this Pango. He's not been able to involve in anything so far.
I think it's a result of the last pick OD, that there's really no one who can really run to his lane and play around him. Considering he had such a good lane, I think there should be ways to kick out the Morphling, especially with the Diffu timing. But in this particular game, it doesn't seem like it's been in the interest of Yellow Submarine. Another nice skewer, but...
Oh, yeah, they've got him with the X-Punch. The Astral will buy him a little time. Does allow for the Rolling Thunder to come in from Inferno, but the Torrent's there. They catch and get the kill. Puppy's going to try and go for the song and walk away. The Rolling Thunder comes to an end. We'll see Bottega step up over towards Kiritich. Kiritich's BKB coming to an end. They've got the toss, but there's the jump forward with the RP onto the two of them. Cloud just backing off, using the RP to try and hold back Bottega and Morel, give the space for Kiritich to escape. Off to the side, the chase continues from Inferno and Lipsy. I should be able to finish off the job here as Deal the Call will full double kill for Lupsi as they do succeed in taking out the two supports.
A lot of spells casted there, but not really that much kills in the end, at least not in the calls. I also realized that there's a really annoying interaction for the OD, which is the Morphling turning into OD and astraling him, making him lose, in this case, from one astral, 600 mana. And it's only 24 minutes in.
Bottega just walks up, destroys Puppy here with the combo, and Inferno's he's ready to cut off Cloud.
Yeah, I could actually see this game snowballing pretty quickly here for Yellow Submarine when they start getting picks around the map like this with the towers go down so quickly, right? And you do have the follow-up blinks from Sakota and the Pangolier to help the Tiny out. Once the map gets spread open like this with the what's it called, Twin Gate plays as well, suddenly Secret needs to be very careful of where they move on the map.
So what was sort of the next big item timing for Secret side of things? What you're looking towards the... Yeah, okay, Nullify now online for Rebels. So that's going to be the next big pickup that they've managed to seal up.
Another setup.
Yeah. And there's no escape for Theo the Court. Catching him many a time here this game. And that will be the Serpent Wars dropped. No avail here. They'll be able to farm those up.
Sakota Ringmaster, man.
He's having a great day, right? The Death Prophet game 1, then switching it up here to the Ringmaster in game 2. I mean, maybe it's just sort of the lane that he's in is the lane that ends up just kind of completely trashing the opponent. You know, top lane of game 1, completely destroys Secret. Game 2, bottom lane, he's destroying them.
Yeah, I mean, I do remember playing against this guy when Ringmaster came out.
Oh,
he
yeah.
was spamming it in pubs. Yeah, it definitely makes sense that eventually he became good at the hero, right? But this is some different level Ringmaster, I think, than the average, even in pro play as well. So it's very cool to see people playing it differently as well.
Yeah, he's just doing so much aggressively with the setup. And he's not the one just necessarily sitting back looking to try and bail each other out. He's ready to get in there, start the plays.
Smoke from Secret.
I mean, Morel would be a pretty
But they already
good
have the
catch.
Aghanims now.
It's going to make it difficult for them to burst him. The smoke's coming in. So they're able to get the self-astral off.
Astral.
It's going to get a little bit awkward now. Can they afford to still try and finish him off? The escape back comes into play. They hold back the Morphling over the disruption. The song's there. What do they want to do with this? They've killed off Shikoda. They're turning towards Morel, but the Aghanims to keep him safe. They'll lock him down with the shackles. They'll get him with the RP. They'll kill him off. Morel will fall while Rebel gets the double. Probably have to start falling back now, Yellow Submarine. Secret They've got the dash down the X mark onto Bottega. Disruption will come out to stop him from getting dragged back by the X mark. Still trying to walk this one up, but they've got the vision, the drag back with the horn toss. They kill off Bottega as well. Big moves from Secret. They take the team fight, only losing the 2 supports, but getting 2 big kills there. In particular, both Mirel and Bottega getting taken out.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Yeah, maybe not the best, not the worst part of the fight is when OD gets jumped, I guess. He actually offers a lot of the damage. Tiny is somewhat easily kiteable, and when they have to use all their defensive spells to keep this OD alive, it's not really what you want.
Yeah, that BKB time is going to be crucial for him, but of course only just starting on the road towards it. It's going to be a bit of a while before Morel's got that online. Secret using the control fantastically there to ensure they could take him down despite the extra shield being granted by the Aghanims. Still get that big kill.
It's also a decent adjustment, I would say, overall from Rabel on his Kunkka. Like, not just going for the Radiance and being really greedy, but actually going BKB before Radiance, and then not even going for it, but going for the Nullifier straight away, right? Against the Ringmaster, against the Pike of OD and things like that. So I think that's a cool adjustment. Also because he has the Magnus and power, right? So it doesn't really matter as much what kind of damage item he buys. They are going to be amped by Empower. And same with the Morphling, right? He does have a Morphling to carry him. He doesn't need to be this Radiance hard carry type hero out of mid. And get more utility.
So
Now smoke from Yellow Submarine here.
Radiant's top tower is under
I'm going to
attack.
check out the pit, but yeah, it was just the illusion triggering the scan.
They see the ward secret being placed, so they know that this is a smoke. Roche is up though, so Secret can't walk too far away. But it doesn't seem like Yellow Submarine even are thinking about that right now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So if they can catch anyone alone. Secret starting to sweep up the map. Now Submarine. They are prepared for this, of course. Still, in fact, they've got this tier 1 still up at 30 minutes, giving them the freedom to quickly be in position. Roshan heads down towards the bottom. And Secret.
They have a very nice position right now. Does the ward spot the Kunkka there? In the mag?
Oh, I think, yeah,
Doesn't quite do that.
Did one of them step to the left of it? Yeah, not at the moment, no.
But nah, they know where they are, but they don't see anyone right now. They're smoking around. Kunkka first. Amazing.
They're going to find Rebel at the start. He's having to get the BKB off. They get the skewer over the walls, but the Rolling Thunder comes in to launch the skewer. Clutch play there from Infernal. Could set up for more. Puppy's going to try and go for the song. He'll have to TP at the end of it, and we'll make it out. But yeah, the big plays that he tried to get the skewer back, but Pango, he was ready to go.
Mag didn't pop his BKB there. He actually had it. 9-second one.
Ooh, that's
Yeah, so,
he would have had him
actually
with
that would have been an insane skewer, right?
Yeah.
Pulling the OD down from the cliff and giving them an opportunity to actually kill him off. But now suddenly another Aegis going the way of Yellow Submarine. Also, finding the Kunkka first is one of the best targets they can get.
Yeah, he had to BKB super early there, Rebel, to try and stand a chance of surviving. And Jet Cloud, I think, yeah, that's one of those sort of moves that it happens once, but next time he's not going to hold back on popping that BKB if he sees a chance to make a jump. He's going to be popping that every time.
Yeah, for sure. Tiny on top. Can he potentially...
I was going to see the other.
He sees the Jama.
Oh my goodness! That Silverhead jet.
Oh, that's what happened. It broke the...
He just got completely
foul play.
smashed.
Ah, okay.
And now they're going to get more. They just
Yeah,
walk
they
it
are.
over. There's a rebel. The RP will come out, allows them to at least kill off the Shakoda. They do get the support kills, but can they actually keep their cause alive? BKB pop by Curiosity, turns towards Potato. Potato has to pop his own BKB. The rebel dead.
Okay, the OD, the Morphling turning into OD is no joke. You gotta respect that. With Empower as well, he has the Arcane Orb with all the stats of Morph. That's and he stole 1k mana from the OD. That's I don't know. There's something there for sure. That looks unfair. So you definitely gotta respect that BKB, BKB of Morphling. You cannot man fight him there.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Pretty crazy game. One of the closest ones we've had here, 33 minutes in. Definitely still up for the takings for either of these two teams.
Dire are
Both
scared.
teams carries in pretty similar positions. Bottega and Curiotix there at the top.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Secret. They've got to pull it together. A loss here would be the end of their journey towards TI.
Yep, I think another point about this OD, now that we got to 35-ish minutes, right, where he starts getting this 20k area net worth. This is where this hero becomes really disgusting, right? When he gets the axe, he gets the pike, and now he's eyeing up a refresher, right, with the double Sanity's Eclipse. So he got through the hardest phases of this hero's game. Now he becomes a real monster in late game.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant are scared.
The refresher is kind of interesting. I imagine he's gonna take the Sanity's Eclipse mana talent, perhaps the 21, and then try to just double hammer the cores of Secret. This smoke is kind of interesting from Secret right now.
They're going to get the quick jump. Onto Lupsi. Do they want to try and fight 4 versus 5? Looks like they do. You got Bottega coming in from the backlines. He's been able to find Cloud. The Song of the Siren will come out. See if that's enough to get them all away or reset for the fight. The Rolling Thunder continues to catch on to Puppey. Will the one is going to get laid down, blocks off his escape. Will have to turn elsewhere. Still gets cleaned up by Bottega. Those are the cores get out at least. Both teams only losing the support. And the other core will manage to be greedy and get the wisdom on the way out here. Nice little move from him.
Yeah, there's the refresher and the talent. I'm curious. I mean, I never get to see this stuff, right? But the idea is that you just double Sanity's Eclipse, and then people die from 100 to 0, pretty much, right?
It should be pretty crazy. I mean, it's a lot of maths to do to work out exactly how much damage it's going to be kind of around. But
Yeah, it is.
it could hit like a truck.
It is a very annoying spell to try to calculate. So
Yeah, it either kills you or does nothing at all.
there's a 400 damage, like just to say some numbers, there's
Yeah.
a 400 base, and then there's the mana difference, 0.6 multiplier, right?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah.
And some of them are pretty low. I mean, Kunkka is very low mana, right? He's the lowest
Yeah,
right now
he
on
is.
800.
So Kunkka would take roughly 1200 damage plus the 400 for one ultimate.
And that's for, yeah, so double that. It's going to be
It's a
most
lot.
of his HP.
And that's without any astral
Yeah.
extra mana from
Yeah.
the OD, right? That he's gonna steal. And then, of course, not only that, but once he gets the BKBs and the hexes on OD and stuff like this, then he becomes, a real problem. But the smoke
Oh.
here,
They're going to catch him, but the escape pack's there. Shakoda ever coming close to buy him a chance to play, but the RP comes out afterwards as well. The nullifier, shield still procs, but it won't save him. The buyback comes in from Shakoda, but there's no buyback available on Morel. They have to back out here, Yellow Submarine. This is no longer a fight for them.
ooh, that's the perfect target, right? If they can actually find the OD, then I don't think the Yellow Submarine's draft is that scary. It really is OD that deals most of the damage. But the two times the Secret has had a really good situation going for them has been when they have kind of caught the OD off guard and caught Yellow Submarine not ready to really respond. Sure, there was a save there from Sakota, but that's just delaying the inevitable at that point.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
No mid. Taylor Core's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
We have spoken about OD strength in late game, but I mean, Morphling is 25 now. He is fully slotted.
Radiant's
This is maybe the most ultimate late game carrier in the game. So if Morphling clicks his BKB, then none of the OD's damage matters, right? So we also gotta keep that in mind, that it's not necessarily that easy to
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
to catch and kill the Morphling off. Might be a smoke from Yellow Submarine the way they're sitting up around there. Oh, no smokes. They're just gonna walk together. I think that's generally wise in this game, considering the times they have been losing fights has been the times where they were not quite ready for it.
Radiant are scanning.
We'll see if they're ready to go here. Setting up.
It's also a bit like you have this disruption save, you have astral save, you have the box escape out from Ringmaster, but it's not so obvious how useful they are at this point, right? And when they're actually going to be good to use into, because when you use them, there's RP follow up on it, there's skewer follow up on it, there's torrent, boats, tidal waves, right? So these saves are not as good and easy to use as they might be in other games.
And another Rebel, yeah, clearing the wave. If they want to try and catch him out, he's already out. Because the wave gets out.
Another hero we haven't talked much about in this game is Naga Siren, but also the later this game goes, the easier this hero becomes to execute. Just because you just need to click one spell, right? Compared to the positioning needed from like Shadow Demon and Ringmaster and the amount of skill shots that they have to land, right? Whereas the Naga just, okay, we just song this you know, and Pangolier roll is over. It's like more simple to understand. In these super chaotic Dota games nowadays, where there's so many factors and spells and visions on the screen. Pangolier has a A on this, by the way, and he's showing mid.
Look at the catch on him. They'll try and get out of this, and should be able to. Oh no, they didn't manage to roll away. They've got it in the escape path. Will come into play. He'll dodge the boat, but he is gone.
Yeah. Could he have gotten something off there, like the Rolling Thunder, or did the net stop it, perhaps? That was what happened, right?
I think it might,
So,
yes. Something sort of messed him up
yeah.
as he tried to get the Rolling Thunder off during the roll-up.
Might be in snare there. And Devotion is up. This is a big pickup. Do you just have to buy back this one right now and just deter Secret from doing it? Because you're going to give ages to this Morphling with... Yeah, it's looking problematic now for Yellow Submarine. It seems hard for them to find a good opening to fight, right? We talked about it a bunch in the last series and this game as well. Just when you cannot initiate the fight, it's hard to play Dota. And now Secret has all the tools in the box to do this, right? The Skewer, the RP, the Shaman Hex. Whereas you need to see somebody on Yellow Submarines and you need to press roll and blink stun. It's so difficult. Like Ringmaster cannot be expected to start a fight anymore.
Let's see if they can stop this push. Secret into the base. They drop down the Serpent Wards and the banner. They're onto the tier 3.
Building's dying quick here.
Oh, they've got to just let them go. Not able to do anything. They're going to maybe try and find some Botega's moving in. They put the BKB, they get the full combo down on towards the Magnus. They've taken Cloud out. See what one they can go for. There's the Sanity's coming in. The first one, the second one hits hard enough to pop the Morphling the once. Jump for Shikoda looking over towards Diola Core. They'll be pushed out of the fight. The BKB's out there from Kiritich. Turns into the Tiny and is ready to fight back. They've got the drag back on him around, but the BKB's out. He'll run away from the X mark. The shield pops. He'll be fine. Now let's go back in, surround Kiritich. Can they kill him off though? Kiritich turns towards Morel. Kiritich he's been able to do it on his own. No, Shikoda comes in with a favor. The cheese is there. Heals Kiritich back up. Waveforms over towards Morel. The buyback's now coming in from Bottega. Kiritich turns into the Tiny. He's got the combo to burst Morel low. They finish him off with the Tidebringer hit. Kiritich, he's out with the TP. There's nothing to stop it. Kiritich, he gets away with it.
Damn, that was a nice setup by Yellow Submarine though, but Kiritich is just way too big at this point. Just completely 1v5ing this fight. 10,000 damage done.
Yeah, they just couldn't kill him. Like I mean, they got him the once, sure, with it took the double ults to burst him before the Aegis, but yeah, that second life, even when the BKB ran out, they were just not touching him.
Yeah, also speaks to the fact that they gave up that Aegis to the Morphling, right? That kind of destroys the whole idea of the pressure on OD, right? Like popping 2 ults to kill the Aegis. It doesn't seem like it's worth it.
We'll see her again on the respawn, you know. Bottega not able to do much about this at all, and then at this point, you know, Kiritich, they're looking towards him. Morel's trying to stand toe to toe with him. It's just not working out. Kiritich,
and also the cheese handover there.
Yeah, that's
by
coming
Rebel.
from Rebel, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that was really clutch because he basically was dying there. So not only was it the Aegis, it was also the cheese on the Morphling there. And yeah, no wonder he was hard to bring down.
That was a crazy fight from Kiritich. 10k lead now for Secret. But
I think we need some hexes on Yellow Submarine, potentially, to bring down this Morphling. I think it's very difficult without it.
I guess on the plus side for Yellow Submarine, they did show that if they could sort of get that setup onto the Morph, that the double ults does still get them the potential to bring him down from the OD, and he's going to have to refresh it back in 25 seconds.
For sure. I mean, I do think that maybe the refresher was a little too premature. He bought this item before having really any other synergy with the refresher. Right? He bought it before BKB, he bought it before any kind of hex or anything like that. So I think that this item was... it should come eventually, but I think it would have been better for him to buy the hex, for example, right? Because that also kills Morphling, just in a different way. But we'll see if it ends up working out. But you know, the reason why they were able to fight that one last time was also because they got the initial roll, they got the initial initiation onto the Magnus by the Tiny, right? Killing Mag off 100 to 0, that's not going to be easy to do consistently.
Let's see where they go now. The smoke from Secret.
They're gonna really be able to. It's always such a hard area to take back control of this high ground here. But Odie is spotted by Nilo here. Maybe this is an opening. Mag is looking.
Ooh, whoa! A little awkward there with the blink, but somehow still works fine for Morel. Secret. Do you have any sort of smokes on Yellow Submarine? They're just heading towards top. And no smokes on them right now. They're going to try... They've hit the scan. So they're going to go for this. The BKB is out though from Kiritich, and the song's there as well from Puppy. Secret deciding what to do with this information. Puppy's going to try and split from the rest of the team. The rest of Secret, though, they're going to try and head over to help out. But
they got him.
Comes in. They do it cleanly this time. The double ults coming in from Morel. Quickly deal with the Morphling. They'll get Puppey as well off to the side. It works out for Yellow Submarine.
Nicely done by them. The roll was really cool. A clutch BKB by Kiritich. He would have died way earlier if he didn't pop that right away. I was actually looking at the Naga there, so I'm not really sure how Morphling didn't manage to get out. I think he just didn't TP perhaps in time. Or he maybe got bashed, I'm not sure. But they do manage to bring him down, and that shows the strength of that refresher.
Yeah, it was just so much damage. I think because the way the rest of the Secret was moving over, I think there was maybe the anticipation that they might have been able to take the fight there, Secret. But definitely wasn't to be.
It seems like the story of these fights and this game in general is that the team who's ready to fight takes the lead, right? It's most fights we see are because, or most bad fights is because somebody is not ready to fight. You know? Somebody gets caught off guard, like the OD we saw a couple of times. This time it was the Morphling. Can they get much out of this though? There's no Roshan available. The Shaman cut the midway, so there's no tier 2 available as well. So I think the game just sort of continues from here with no big changes. Okay, we have a Octarine core on Shadow Demon.
Yeah, he's ready to spam these poisons out. Look at him go. Secret. They do have the smoke at the ready. They've got the double RP back up. See how aggressive they want to go here as they regroup around tier 2. How are we doing on the timings for Yellow Submarine? Still a minute until the refresher's online for Morel, so we'll only have the 1 sanities to play with. Scan's been hit by Secret. They know that Yellow Submarine's down here on the low ground. Yellow Submarine moving in.
Nice positioning by Thierlico maybe here, or is it?
Just going to go for it. Just jumps into the rolling thunder, look to get the information. They'll try and burst through the Morphin. They drop the sanities. One on its own is not enough. Kiritich is fine. He's able to waveform out of this. Thierlico is going to go for the TP out with the remainder of the BKB. He'll make it away. Quick toss combo onto Rebel. Not enough to threaten him. He'll able to get the BKB off. Now looking for the drag back onto Infernal. They have got the safety with the escape pack. And he's got the Eon Disc proc as well, getting him out of there. We'll see to the side, it's Dakota just playing around with Cloud, making sure that Cloud can't get the blink initiation. Now the BKB's come out, but he's got to get away, Morel. Can't stand toe-to-toe once again with Kiritich. The BKB's pop. They'll turn, settle for the kills. They take out Lupsi. So all that pressed and all that popped, and only the 1 support death. Everybody else gets out alive.
Yeah, so 1 ult with double damage there took half the Morphling's HP. But they didn't quite have the refresher there ready for the OD. But he will have it very soon though.
Kiritich gonna have the control here, but there's the RP. Comes in onto the turn, the BKB, second RP ready to go, locking down both Inferno and the Tiny, but Pateka with the escape pack gets the chance to put the BKB. Buyback's coming out now. And they'll get in with the first sanities. The second one is decent damage. Enough to allow them to bring down Cloud. The Astral will hold back Kiritich for now. Kiritich, he's bailing out of this one. Doesn't feel this is a fight that they can turn. A Secret will have to accept the losses here. Of course, it was an investment there from Yellow Submarine. They used the 3 buybacks to make this fight happen. So it wasn't without cost. Does allow them to maybe set up for the Roshan. And I imagine if they get the Roshan, they get this pickup as well. The 3 buybacks, they're looking pretty worth it right in this one.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely worth it. It's getting to the territory now where you gotta fight with tooth and nail for everything, right? You gotta use those buybacks to win the fights. You cannot be saving them. But that was we saw the double sanities. Of course, it's ideal if you can get 1 or 2 Astrals off before it, right? So that you really get that that oomph with dropping the hammer. But when Odi gets to stand his ground and hit and there's no BKBs, this hero is a monster. 3 heroes still dead now for Secret, and looking at the way Yellow Submarines are opposing here, they might be able to hit a little bit of buildings. Tiny kills them very quickly.
See how much they can get. And even with the respawns coming in, they might still look for more objectives. They've got the 4 minutes on the Aegis from Bottega. And Lincoln Sphere now on Morel.
The Pangoliers role is also so important in this game. Like him being able to stay alive before and get the roll off. Now he has a refresher. Shard going even for his own refresher as well. Like he plays a key role because when the song comes in, he needs to be able to interrupt, right? And create chaos in the fight. Force out those BKBs early on the Morphling, on the Mag. If he dies first, it's very hard for Yellow Submarine to fight.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
You get the ages on the Tiny, but it's still similar type of fights that has to happen for Yellow Submarine, right? If you lose your supports, Tiny will get kited against all this Kunkka, Skewer, Shaman. So you still need to take the fights correctly and get the... Yeah, you die now on Pangolier, Shadow Demon or Ringmaster, you're dead for, I mean, probably around 2 minutes, right?
Yeah, for sure, yeah, getting this stage with these levels. Definitely a little spooky when it comes to that, but because that's the thing. If you're secret, are you saying, hey, we want to look to try and take a fight whilst their buybacks are on cooldown, or are you sort of saying, hey, they've got Aegis, we don't want to take a fight? You know, which one sort of overrules the other?
Oh, I think it's yes to both. It's like if there's a good opportunity, they're gonna take it, but at the same time, right? They're looking at the Tiny. They're not going to go on him with Aegis, so yeah, I think it's maybe you should look to be a bit more aggressive on Secret because you have all the buybacks, right? And the Mag, I feel like the double RP, it should be powerful at this phase of the game. It is a little bit difficult to understand how tanky this OD hero is. He has double Aghanims trigger, right? Doesn't?
Yep.
You can refresh it. It cannot be refreshed, actually.
Oh,
the Aghanims cannot. I was just thinking.
That's probably the only thing in the game that can't be refreshed, right?
Maybe. What about maybe Undying's innate as well?
Oh yeah, the
but yeah,
respawn
it's
thing.
definitely very few.
Yeah.
But that cannot be refreshed, okay. But regardless, right? He has double BKB, he has Lincolns, he has this Aghanims. It's not that you might RP him, but he might not even die, right? He might take forever to kill between all these saves. So it isn't not necessarily the easiest Mag game either. We have a refresher on Naga. So we have a potential for like a double song, maybe even a double hex.
Oh. Gonna try and set up some vision here, ready for the defense around the tier 2. And Secret hanging around as well themselves. And both teams seem to be interested in a fight around here.
Yeah, at this phase of the game, it usually becomes almost like a waiting game. Who's willing to be the most patient and not give the opponent a chance to start the fight. But here goes Pangolier.
He's going to see what he can find with the Rolling Thunder. The back end of
the
Secret
Aegis runs out.
Has timed out. They get the opening bash onto Kiritich, but boy, he's walking up on Morello. Have the Astral. It's close, but it's not enough. He tries his luck there to see if the numbers worked out, but they didn't quite. Not enough to kill off the Morphling. Maybe at the least they'll catch Puppy here with the combo. They will. And maybe even get the Magnus as well. Hold up, Infernal. He's actually able to jump across the turn towards him. The Indis to keep him protected. The buyback comes in from Puppy. If the Hex on Morel, he's got to try and break himself out of the Serpent Ward. Stepping up with the BKB Bottega. Looks for the Avalanche over towards the Shaman. But Shaman's able to get away up to the high ground. But Kiritich, he's dead. They've killed the Morph off after it all. They're ready to try and chase on for more. Infernal's got his eyes over towards Cloud on the Magnus, but Cloud will get the blink off. But after all that, and the Morphling still dies.
Oh yeah, that was interesting sequence of events and made me realize that if Morphling is the one getting jumped and he's the one that has to wave him away, pop his BKB defensively, Secret has basically no damage, right? Like, it's not... You can't really RP because there's no damage follow-up. I think it's... Morphling cannot be the guy who gets jumped by the Odie like this. Even if he doesn't die from the double ult, it still puts Secret in an awkward position.
Okay.
Tiny.
Disruption's going to be there, and they've got the Astral setup. Sanities comes in, hitting them both pretty hard. Avalanche to follow up. They have to use the song to get him out, to keep Cloud safe. They've got the buyback. Can they set anything up with it? They've got the song into the boat. Does land on towards Morel. Bottega trying to back off, but the shackles catch him. Bottega will fall. They get the skewer back as well as the horn toss onto Morel. Morel, I don't think there's anyone coming to save him, as he's caught under the tier 4 towers. They get 2 big kills. Does, of course, cost them the buyback from Kiritich, but immediately pays off. Kills off both the mid and the carry. And with them dead for nearly 2 minutes, you know, Secret, they should be able to push and try and push those buybacks out in return.
Yeah, I think these 2 heroes being dead means that you don't even have to commit the Morphling hitting the high ground potentially. You can just hit it with Mag, you know, with Kunkka, who has the buyback still. So, very tricky spot for Yellow Submarine. I think you're just going to end up having to buyback here. At least one of the heroes. Of course, Morphling does not want to start hitting and going for Megas, because if he dies, it's probably game over.
Yeah, he has to be so careful, Kiritich. Because it really will be. Yeah, if they buyback, kill the Morph, it's over for Secret. So they've got to be cautious with this. Kiritich, as you say, he's got to sit back, let the others do the building damage. And there's the Serpent Wards coming in. See if they're able to hold off on these buybacks.
I would actually be very impressed if they manage to hold here.
I mean, do you let a set of racks go rather than buying back, do you think? No.
Well, that's not good. That's not good start. Just getting picked apart by one. That's worse than buying back, I would say.
So they're going to get them they really don't want to buy back.
The
they want to just let this set go.
Yes. They would rather give up with racks than buying back. I don't know what's better nowadays. I think it used to be that buybacks were that important, and they still of course are, but having 2 sides of racks is down like this, and I mean, we'll see, I guess. Now they feel good, they have buyback still, Morph doesn't. Maybe that's a clear win condition. But I don't know if Secret is going to give you that fight. That's the thing, right?
Yeah, it is. I mean, if they can get the Roshan right, which is going to potentially come up with the next 2 minutes, get that Aegis on the Morph, then they've got got the ability to close the game, even with the buyback on cooldown for Kiritich. But yeah, that buyback situation on the Morph is everything.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it definitely was the right decision in this case. Mm-hmm. I think maybe even dying on the SD made it so that this could have happened. But yeah, very tense now. Morphling needs to be extremely careful, obviously. We also have the 60-minute mark, by the way, so we got new items coming in.
Yeah, we'll see if we get anything crazy. Very close to having the Hex on Shakoda. I will imagine we'll see most heroes save for buyback. Well, as close of a situation this game is in. 60 minutes in, just a 2-3k gold difference. It's as close as it can be. Secret holding on. And do have the advantage slightly. Definitely in terms of the base situation, but for 4 minutes for Kiritich, you have to be his most careful.
Dire are scanning.
We'll show on the Magnus. Roshan's up.
So difficult to get a proper angle to these fights, but now that you didn't use your buybacks earlier, I wonder if you should man up a little bit more on the Yellow Submarine and try to force this fight with your extra lives. It's just kind of awkward that you cannot TP anywhere to join the fight quickly. Morphling also got his own refresher, And now he's gonna get a shield room, so he's gonna be insanely tanky.
Oh yeah,
He's
this
doing
is
the
look at the
trick
numbers
here.
here. 3,800 shield.
Oh my god, that's crazy actually. That could be a deal breaker if Oli jumps the gun with everything he has. It just breaks the shield.
Secret, they're gonna go for this fight.
Okay.
It is risky. No buyback on Kiritich.
But right now with the shield rune, it might be worth the risk, right? He's so tanky. There's no way he gets bursted.
Cloud, seeing if he can find some sort of grab.
They see the mag. Okay. What do we got of items, by the way? Tiny picked up the Divine Regalia with the Audacious. So a lot of attack speed, a lot of damage. Full glass cannon actually built. Got the roll.
Got a bit of a setup, but forces there up to the high ground.
Naka has no buyback here.
They're gonna have it.
He's dead.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Nearly 2 minutes
seconds.
without Puppy.
Yeah. How did that even happen? I was too focused on looking at items around the board here. Very costly. Oh, Tiny.
Let's go back. Into the Hex and the RP, but he actually gets the BKB off. Doesn't matter. The physical, or maybe the Astral will save him. It's coming just in time. Astral is there. He's able to get out to the side. The disruption as well. They're doing everything they can to save the Tiny. But Taker, he's going to live. Mirel, he's caught in the midst of the fight though by the Shackle, but he's able to get the Astral off at himself in time. He'll live a little longer. After the Astral comes to an end though, he will fall. Well, yes, he gets the chance to get the Sanity. He's okay. Never mind. I mean, he got the damage done still. At the end of the day there, thanks to the Helmet, the Undying. And that might have just done it, really. He's knocked the Kunkka out for a
just
second time.
diebagged.
A dieback on Rebel. And they're not even done yet. They're going to get the Illicore as well. I mean, that Helmet, the Undying, that might have just sealed the deal.
Was that what caused him to be able to go in again?
Yeah, he gets, this extra 5 seconds to live, right? And he gets the Sanities off.
Okay, so I mean, I think Kunkka just died from 100-0. Yeah, 10,000 damage from the OD.
That's a big number.
That is, I mean, yeah, that's so crazy actually.
And out of the roach they go.
The amount of saves that comes through as well from Yellow Submarine in that fight.
Yeah, they kept Potato alive for so long.
And
he
he
gets
blinks
dragged
out.
back. Everything's onto him. And then we'll get the Astral coming in, I think, first. And then he gets sort of blinks out to the side, and then the Disruption's there to bail him out as well.
That must have been so frustrating for Secret to fight that fight, right? Like you basically trying to kill a Tiny with 5% HP, and he just constantly gets put under in different things.
Yeah.
Can you end the game here though? It's also a little bit risky, right? You don't. I guess Tiny still has his buyback. He also has Travels 2 now. He's queuing up the Rapier. And this game has suddenly become super interesting, right? What do we got? So we got Kunkka 25 seconds, 45 on Shaman. This is the only set of like they haven't broken the base yet, right? So it takes a while before you can get to the throne. Also have Morphling. Look at Morphling. He's eyeing the potentially going for the throne here. The throne is naked.
Okay. I mean, is there a move to be?
rat play
he's
here.
thinking about it.
Certainly
Got
is.
the Stygian.
He also has the buyback. Again, ODTP is back. But that leaves potentially some vulnerability in the...
Yeah, probably he's trying to catch him with a song. But they're already out.
Yeah, they get out. That was a wise decision for them to back out there. I think that could have gotten real chaotic really quick with a song onto like the whole team while Morphling is killing your base. That would have actually been an insane highlight reel. But we don't get to see it, at least not yet in this game. But that could have been so insane. Maybe they should have even gone for it earlier, right? If you think about it. Because he has double song. He could have been sleeping them for 14 seconds.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they realized that option was there.
That long. Yeah.
But what an opportunity that could have been. Double RP as well. Yeah, you're not TPing back to base if you commit there with everything you got.
Yeah, these fights are just so scary for Secret. It's like, how do you go on this OD? Well, with the Aghanim shield, with the Helm of the Undying, and just with all these potential saves behind him, it's just... You might get him... You might get him, but it's going to be so messy. He will get to turn, get some hits off, get some Mastrals off, get these Sanities off.
Yeah,
like, damage will be done every time by Morel.
That is actually true. He always will get his burst damage off now.
Yeah.
And that his whole build is around that, right? He even took the enchantment Wise, giving him 15% more mana. and 1,000 XP per minute, but he already is level 30, so it's just for the mana, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. And Tiny has a rapier now with the Divine Regalia as well, so he also hurts, I'll say.
Because he didn't die at all right in that last fight, so he's still getting the buff from it.
Right. And that made those saves even more insane.
Yeah,
the fact that he had that.
Keep that 20% protected.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff coming out now. Level 30 on the Kunkka.
Radiant are scanning.
A little split right now.
Yeah, but they did see the OD moving in this direction with the ward. So they should be able to get out of here. The amount of late game heroes, crazy late game heroes we have in this game is kind of absurd. With the Shadow Demon late game, Octarine, Aghanim Scepter, OD, the Mag, RP, and Morphling, Naga. It's like so many insane spells. He just out with 20. Harasma.
This OD's just... Like, if he gets one kill, you know, just sort of extends that Helm of the Undying death timer by like an additional 5 seconds. Like, it's only looking like 10 seconds in which you can't touch the OD, and he can press any button he wants to.
True. Yeah, and he just stands there hammering these orbs.
Yeah.
700 pure damage at the moment.
And he's still got the luxury of picking up the Moon Shard next if he wants to. Well, of course, I imagine want to make sure the buyback gold is safe, though. Just a couple of minutes, and we'll pretty much see everybody's buyback come back into play. Secret still in a position where they've taken the 2 sets of racks. They're just down to 1 themselves in the mid. Can they actually close it up?
Just that type of stress factor is more on the side of Yellow Submarine, having to worry about the potential for the direct thrown play that we potentially saw earlier with the Morphling. Just the creeps coming in. It's always scary at this phase of the game. Sakura is gonna get spotted by the ward here. Maybe an option for Secret. Nice blink out.
And Shikota's thinking about maybe getting back in. Trying to see if they can get any sort of pick off. Still got that tier 2 to deal with on the bottom lane though. Yellow Submarine. Bottega, he'll look to take that down through the backdoor protection with the rapier.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Now potential Roshan respawn in a minute.
Should also consider picking up the shard on OD, right? It's a nice little, the fact that you can move doing astral saves. It's gonna be pretty nice doing all this chaos. Oh, they cut them off.
And he's gone for it. The double ult, it's not enough on its own. It allows him to get the BKB off. He's going to go for the TP out. He'll make it away. And
Naga, though,
will get caught off to the side. Puts the refresher, tries to get the soul with the BKB. He'll be fine.
Oh
Puppy
my god.
retreats. And Cloud. No, that's not going to work. But
That was
yeah, this one. That's close though, right?
That was close. That was close in both ways. It was also, he refreshed his Aeon disc. That's how he survived, right? For that extra long. But that means Roshan, it may spawn in 10 seconds, okay. That's gonna be big, because if it spawns now, then I don't know if Secret's gonna feel confident going out of the map right now. OD did use both BKBs and...
Cloud gets the grab.
Can he blink out though?
And Rolling Thunder's ready to come in. They get the jump over towards Rebel. They're ready to start bringing the damage. Forces Rebel to have to put the BKB. They get the RP off one of the two of them. See if they can kill off Infernal through the roll-up. Infernal trying to break out of this. They've caught the OD side, but he's able to slide out the Serpent Wards. Rebel's also...
Oh my god.
Infernal gets out with the jump. He gets away from them. And now Cloud's caught outside of the base. He does not have buyback. He's short at the gold. He's not got enough money. He's dead for 2 minutes. The Core gets slowed up by the Sanitizer clips. Curious has to try and wave from away, but Infernal, he's caught him. Gets him with the Rolling Thunder. He's got buyback available, but they're taking damage on the tier 4s. And as I said, Cloud, he doesn't have the money. Puppy.
Oh, yeah, the throne. The Radiant throne is getting under attack here by the Morphling.
They're trying for a cute play. Is this actually going to work? I mean, Rebel's coming in as well. They've got the glyph. I mean, they had to go for this sort of play. It's actually going to work in secret. Mirel's turned up, and he's ready to start to bring together the defense to shut down the two of them. They've killed off Rebel. Kiritich, he's desperately trying to get Secret the win, but he cannot. God. The defense is held. I think it's Secret, knowing that they didn't have the buyback on the Magnus, they knew that they had to try for that sort of play. It doesn't work out. Yellow Submarine, they managed to keep the Ancient alive.
Oh my god, that's a crazy situation here.
They went all in.
Look at Kiritich, he still believes. He's drawing the line now. No glyph. Walk down bot lane, but I don't know if that's gonna work out this time around.
It's yeah, he's gonna be sitting there for this 90 seconds. No more fling.
The chance of them getting creeps in the base as well, right? It's so low before their own throne dies.
They're trying here, the push on the bottom, feel the core in with the Fallen Sky, trying to clear these waves. But down the mids, Yellow Submarine heading towards the Ancient, ready to deliver the killing blow to Team Secret.
He almost has 2 songs though, so they're gonna try this move.
They're buying time.
That we talked about earlier, but there's no creeps.
Is it enough time? As he said, they're trying to head up, but the backdoor protection's still there. They need
it's not
creeps.
gonna work.
They've got no creeps.
It's over.
Secret